Not quite.
I would.
Total time, 28.7 seconds.
Total time, 60.3.
This is wicked.
So
Let's do more prime numbers. I love this.
Okay, so the really important ones up here are the total time, of course, your minimum and max average, those are obvious, and then down here your approximate percentile. This gives you your approximate milliseconds for your CPU processing speed.
Yeah, 2.98 milliseconds.
Yours is twice as fast as mine.
Oh yeah, it is.
And I have an i3 in mine.
i7.
i7.
So there you go.
Yeah, it's very obvious what's going on these two machines. Now, after this, I also wanted to check out file I/O benchmarking. So this is trying to figure out how fast you can move files around. Whee!
Hooray.
Yay.
You've got a 5400 RPM spinny disk in that thing.
I do. What do you have in yours?
I have a solid state disk from like last year.
Okay, so I have plenty of room on my hard drive right now.
Remember when I said it was a solid state disk from last year?
Yeah.
I went cheap. It's a 32 gig.
Oh, really?
DF TAC H.
I think I have like 128 gigs in this thing or something like that.
I have 12 gigs available.
Oh.
12. Count them.
Oh. Let me see how many I have. What was that command again?
DF space TAC H.
TAC H, okay.
Yeah.
So I have, 62 gigs available.
I'm not benchmarking this.
Yeah, so you probably can't benchmark this, but I can. So let me go ahead and copy and paste this file over. So the first thing you want to do is create a test file. This is going to be a file that is bigger than your RAM, because if you don't do it that way, your system is going to use your RAM cache and that's going to completely skew your results.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to create a file that...
See, I was going to do this with like a gig, but I've got 4 gigs of RAM in here, so it'd just be like, how fast
And I
is my
only have
RAM?
like 1 gig, so I was able to do like a big 10 gig file, but I didn't have to go as big as 150 gigs like they do on their example website.
Okay.
So I went ahead and created that file, and then after that, I just copy and paste this.
And do an LS, because look at this. This is just nasty. Just FYI, when you do this, it's just going to barf all over your directory.
Yeah.
So just maybe make some more.
And each one of these is 80 megs.
Right. Okay, cool. So go ahead and hit your I/O.
Okay, so it's basically running the test file. I'm going to change the size to match the size that I created. So that's going to be 10 gigs. Go Control E, go back to N, run. Now this is also going to take just a couple of minutes to go, but at the end I'll be able to see how long it takes to transfer these files back and forth all over the place.
So how'd you do?
So, well, so total transferred 379 megabytes. Took 1.2 megabytes per second. 1.2.
Cool.
Yeah. Super slow.
You know,
Horribly.
there's
And that number is up here at the top where it says total transferred. So that's the important one that you want to look at right there. Everything else is pretty interesting too, but of course you need something to compare it to. So Darren, how did you do a benchmark?
If you do DD, you can say your input file, for example, in this case /dev/0 is, it's just in/dev there's always a file called 0. It contains just zeros. There's also a really cool one called urandom that has random stuff
You're
in
random.
there.
Well.
No, you are. And then the output file, and then how big I want it to do, and then the count 1024. So with the 1 meg and count 1024, this is going to do a gigabyte of goodies into that file that I just created. And there we go. I got 134 megabytes per second. This is apples and oranges.
Yeah.
You know, but that's the thing about a benchmark.
That's all in RAM, isn't it?
Much of that could have been in RAM. I'm not really sure, but that's an SSD for you. But I think the thing to take away here is, oh no, let's do it on yours. Here.